I chose a pretty good time to be fake tanned. So of course moisturising my face to start off with and some lip balm. And then going through with my eyebrows and using Vaseline to slick them down. Then I ended up using my finger so I could really make sure that my eyebrows were stuck down. Which Vaseline wasn't the best idea, but that's what I went with. So now going in with some concealer. Of course going in layers, concealer, then powder, then concealer, then powder. And using a concealer brush obviously. So once I was pretty happy with the way it looked, I then just started smearing the concealer around everywhere so it starts to look a bit faded. And then going in with the foundation top reinforcers. I'm not too sure of the shade name, but it is 1 to 2 shades too light for me, so it's perfect for this look. So I'm just going to end up blending that in with my X-Ray Beauty flat face brush. And of course powdering down. So looking like an alien here, I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in Chocolate and of course my X-Ray Beauty Brow Definer brush. Or brow groomer brush. So I'm working in sections because the pomade wasn't sticking to my brow so very well, so I had to work in sections just to make it more and more opaque, but eventually I got the brow that I wanted. So at this point I'm just bringing the eyebrows in a bit because her brows are almost touching. So I'm sure if Annabelle wasn't human, even she had bad brow days. So I'm just going through and concealing some mistakes that I made. And then going in with Venus just to set it over with the blender brush. And then because I lost some of the opaqueness, I'm just going back over the pomade just to bring back some pigment. And then just adjusting the top of it. And then readjusting the inner part. So now taking my MAC soft paint pot and soft ochre and removal to the next brush. I'm of course just priming my eyes. And then setting down with Venus again. So taking a faint and a pencil brush, I'm just sharply defining my crease. Because Annabelle had a very intense crease going on. So I'm also just dropping it down to my tear duct. And then just sort of flicking out the outer edge. It gives it more of like a cat eye elongated look to it. So then I was also dragging it into my lash line because dolls have that like natural brown shadow looking part in the lashes. It just helps make the lashes look a bit more wispier. I have no idea what I'm saying at this point, but I'm sure you know exactly what I mean just by looking. So of course I'm mimicking the same thing on the other side. So here I'll just take two. So here I'll just go in with some concealer just to redefine the line. And then setting that over this time with actually Laura Mercier setting powder, and then going back over the brown just to make sure it's nice and sharp and very opaque. And of course just adding more to the inner tear duct and the lower lash line. I was just basically mimicking exactly what Annabelle had with her glam-ish look, even though Annabelle's anything but glamorous. So taking the same brown, I'm just basically tickling the root of my lashes so I can help make it look like it's more thicker and dense. I think I know what I'm trying to say. At the root of it. Now apparently I didn't end up showing this clip. I definitely thought I recorded it, but I basically went in with liner and just did my waterline, or tight line I meant. So now here I'm taking the Black Shadow Crave and a eyeliner brush and just basically adding little black lines just to mimic the ideal purpose of false lashes. Now you can actually go in with false lashes, but I didn't have any, there's nothing that would you know, be the right match for this. So if you have false lashes that will sit perfectly in where I put my little artwork, then you can do so, but I just basically went the hard way, so I'm just of course eyelining as well and smudging that out just to make it look thicker there. Here I'm adding actual lashes. I know that they're from iLure, but I don't know the name. So just pinching my lashes together to squeeze them in, mascaraing them up. Now I did start off with powder to stretching my nose, but I just ended up changing from not a concealer, a cream contour shade to basically snatch my nose, because Annabelle has a very snatched nose. I feel so American saying that, snatched nose. And of course blending that through. And powdering it down just to take off the edge of it. Now, Annabelle wasn't exactly a blank piece of paper. She had some sort of shade and shape to her, so I'm just basically contouring and just barely touching my face with the brush, but just enough so I can get like some sort of sharp cheekbone and like a little bit of a sunken in temple, and just cutting my jaw, so to speak. And then I got no idea where this blush is from or what it's called, etc. But it's basically a rosy shade, so I'm just adding like a little plush of cheeks. As glam, Annabella, she had really plush cheeks. I'm taking a Mary Jo K lip liner, the kit for first, just lining my lips with the lip liner. And I'm basically tracing my lips out in a doll-like shape, or as close to Annabelle as I can get it. Then I went in with Unicorn Blood from Jeffree Star on the outer edge of my lips, and then Mary Jo K, the actual lipstick on the center of it. So just pinning my hair back and slipping on a wig and just brushing it through. I'm taking some thin shears just to take out the bulk in the bangs because they were a bit too thick, and Annabelle's bangs were quite transparent and very sparse. And of course just flat ironing my hair down. Sitting about 80 degrees, which is acceptable for fake hair. So I just basically brushed, trimmed, straightened, and then brushed again. So that's it for Glamabelle, if there's such a thing. So now with Grunge Belle, I'm taking total the green shades and the brown shades. I'm just starting out first with the green shades all over my face and down my neck. Got that colour difference though between my pale face and my tan chest. So just building back up on the pink. And then some more green. So I'm basically just adding these greeny brown shades, just to start giving myself a rotted, possessed look. Because Annabelle ended up looking very, very terrible in colour in the end. So I'm just basically moving my bangs out the way. And I'm going to get started on my forehead, just basically the same thing, adding the green and a little bit of brown. And I'm just beginning to add a bit of an arch to my brows. The more thicker it is at the point, the more it gives like an evil, conniving, if that's even a word, shape to it, or expression. So then instead of the creamy blush stick thing, I'm just basically going in with a red shadow and a black shadow. And I found that amusing for like a split second. So just using a spoolie to brush my bangs back down. And then just redefining my lips. And then adding some more green and brown. So this doll was very, very rotted out by the the presence of evil inside of her. Thank you to that woman who bled in her eyeball. So now taking some black and green shadow, I'm actually just smoking out my lower lash line, and then whatever's left on the brush, I'm just bringing it down to the natural dark pits of your eyes, just so we can help give that very, very evil, very tired, overwhelmed, exhausted look in the face, and like very, very dead expression. I hope I made sense the whole time. So I'm also bringing it into my inner tear duct and up to where the crease is. And then defining my brow one more time and just curving it at the tail. But then again, it really helps to give it a like a proud but very, very evil. That's obviously Annabelle's permanent expression. So just blending it in one more time. Now one side of my face looks a little bit lighter than the other. It's only because of the direct sunlight. I promise you they are both very, very they're both matched is what I'm trying to say. My English is just on point. Not. So just one more time with the cheek colour. And I'm adding some black shadow to my lips because she had a very dark lip in the end. So I'm adding a mixture of Jeffree Star's Unicorn Blood, which is eye safe, and another mix of Dead of Night from Kylie. Now this is definitely not eye safe, but that's why I put it on the outer edge of my eye. And it's gave like a little bleeding effect. I mean, the lady bled into Annabelle. I'm not about to put lipstick in my eye. So basically putting the two together, and that's it. Thanks for watching. Love you guys.